Hi everyone! Welcome to the first video in WoAA's brief Introduction to Coding in Matlab and Python series. My name is Sanjana Tawathia and I just graduated from Georgia Tech with a bachelor's in aerospace engineering with a minor in computer science. I'm going to start my master's in aerospace engineering this fall at CU Boulder. I've been on National WoAA for 2 years and this year I'm the chair of our outreach committee. But enough about me. Let's talk about the goal of this series. Programming is crucial to learn for many engineering classes and job roles, and engineers usually have a choice of either coding in Matlab or Python. So this series will focus on comparing the two, along with another language called Octave that is similar to Matlab but doesn't require the purchase of a license to run. In today's video, we will be covering installation of all these languages, and we'll explore how to run a simple Hello Universe script in each of them. We will cover other basic programming topics in future videos, such as control flow statements like conditionals and loops, debugging in all three languages, and data visualization, just to name a few topics. Alright, so let's get to the fun stuff. First, let's talk about installation. So this is the easier part for these languages because you just have to go to their websites, which are all linked below, to install them. For Matlab, however, your installation instructions might differ based on how you're getting your license, either through your university, work, or another source. The overall process, however, is documented step by step on their website, as you can see here. Once you install Matlab, you can easily open it by pressing a desktop shortcut, and it will open the Matlab IDE, or Integrated Development Environment. In this IDE, you have a command window where you can type commands or run a script with inputs. This is your workspace where any variable you create in the command window or output from a script will be stored. This is your current directory. And so a directory is really where your file lives in your file explorer. It's really important that you are in the same folder or directory as the scripts you want to run, or Matlab will ask you to navigate to that folder. To display our Hello Universe message, we can type it with the disp or display function right here in the command window. To write a script, you need to open the editor, and so here you can see this is the script that we're editing. And so you can run this script either through the command window or by pressing run. Alright, so let's write a basic script. So to output Hello Universe, that's all we have to put in our script. Note that we put a semicolon at the end to suppress our first line of code. If we don't do that, then the script will still run, but it will also display that line in the command window. And in future scripts, when you have lots of lines of code, you don't want every line to output to your command window or it can become really hard to follow what's going on, which is why we suppress them with semicolons. Alright, so let's go ahead and save this script as hello_universe.m. Note that the file extension is .m, which is common for all Matlab scripts. Now to run this script, we can either type the title of the script in our command window and it will run, or we can just press the run button over here and it will still run the script. Now that we've covered the very basics of installing and running Matlab, let's switch gears to Octave, which is also pretty easy to install. Once you get to the download page on their website, you just select your operating system, which for me is Windows, and then you just click the installer file to download and run it. Then you can also open Octave through a desktop shortcut like we did for Matlab, and you'll notice that the Octave IDE looks a lot like Matlab's. It also has a command window, editor, workspace, and file tree. Also, like Matlab, the file extension of an Octave script is .m. So, instead of writing a whole new script, we can just open our Matlab script and run it in Octave. Again, Matlab and Octave are very similar, but the reason we're discussing it in this series is that it doesn't require a purchase of a license to run. Finally, let's talk about Python. Installing Python is a pretty similar process to the other two. You navigate to the website and download the latest release, which at the time of this video is 3.8.3. Make sure you select the option to add Python to your path when you start the installation process, so you can just type Python in your command window instead of the whole file path to its executable file. If you didn't get that, don't worry, I'm going to explain it more in a minute. You can run Python and edit Python files in many different ways. For example, you can install an IDE like JetBrains PyCharm to run your scripts, so coding feels a lot more like it does in Matlab or Octave. Or you can just use your command window or terminal and a text editor. I'm going to go over the latter method in this series. I personally use Sublime Text as my text editor because it's free and it's super pretty with the colorful text. Then after I write a script, I just run it through my command window. To get your command window in Windows, you can type CMD in the search bar and it will pop up. Now, if you selected the Add Python to Path button, like I mentioned before, All you have to do to start Python is type Python. Now you can do things like create variables and test basic things like addition, which you would do in the Matlab or Octave command window. Here I used Python's print function, which is like Matlab's display function, to display Hello Universe. You can also write a script in your text editor. Note that in Python we don't put semicolons at the end to suppress the line. If you do so, it will error. Save it as a .py file to do the same thing. To run this file from your command window, we have to first navigate to the directory in which we saved it. Then, if you selected Add Python to Path while installing, all you have to do is type Python hello_universe.py, which is our file name, and it will run the code in that file. So, if you did not select that, or already have Python installed and can't run it from just anywhere in your command window, you can actually still run that file, but need to type the entire file path for where the python.exe executable file lives, which for me is this. So to run my file, I can just navigate to the right directory and type that whole directory and the file name, and it still works. So if you want to change this after installing, in your search bar, put environment variables, and then you can go to the system properties dialog and click environment variables. Then you scroll to your path, click edit, and then you press new, and you can add your file path for your python.exe file right there. Click OK, and then restart your command window if you did not close it before. Now, whenever you type Python right after opening your command window, you'll see that it works when you just type Python independently without the whole file path. Alright, thank you everyone. This is all I had for this first video where we discussed installing Matlab, Octave, and Python, and running a Hello Universe script in all three of these languages. Next time we're going to discuss variables and data types, vectors and arrays, and structs versus dicts. See you next time!